Hey everybody, this is Darren Van Dam and you're watching Flick Connection, the show that helps you get more out of movies, and today I want to tell you about the new Netflix original, Apostle. So Apostle is the latest flick from director Gareth Evans, who previously did The Raid and The Raid 2. Now, The Raid is great, I really like it, but The Raid 2 is one of the absolute best action movies to have come out this century, hands down. If you have not seen it, I cannot recommend it enough. So needless to say, I was really excited that his next movie was going to be a Netflix original, and I've really been looking forward to it. Now, The Raid and The Raid 2 are both martial arts heavy movies, gangster epic movies, a lot of action, a lot of fighting, a lot of shootouts. So I was interested in Apostle because it looks very, very different, or at least it looked different. And it is. It's not only different from Gareth's previous work, it's just different from anything I've seen. I mean, it's similar to a lot of things, but as a whole, it's very, very different. Now, this is not quite a horror movie, but it totally is. I'll say the best way to look at this movie is don't expect it to be a horror movie, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised by some of the horror elements that are in it. And that's enough. I don't think you need to be like completely taken, off guard by the horror elements. I think you can know they're there, but don't go into it expecting it to be like this like epic horror movie, because that's not what it is. The town that they're in was all obviously built for this movie. It's crazy looking. It's got kind of a Western vibe, but there's like this green moss growing on everything, which sort of gets explained. There's this crazy supernatural element that you're not going to be sure of most of the time. Dan Stevens gives a really great performance. Michael Sheen, as I don't want to say the villain necessarily, he gives a really great performance, and he's always good. But I was really surprised by just how creepy and spooky this was. It felt almost like a H.P. Lovecraft type of a thing, yet it feels very original. So honestly, truly, I think this might be the best, if not my favorite, Netflix original. I can't think of one that I liked as much or more than this one. I'll definitely be watching it again. And I'm noticing a theme with these Netflix original movies that they do seem a little slow at times, but what I have to say is they always seem like the director made the movie they wanted to make, and that's definitely the case with Apostle. I think Gareth Evans wrote something and was able to make it exactly the way he wanted to without any notes. That seems to be the Netflix's MO when it comes to producing these. So I'm glad they're making movies this way. And I called this back when Okja came out. I didn't love that movie, but I liked a lot of things about it, and it did feel like someone made the movie they wanted to make, and it didn't have studio fingerprints all over it. And I said at that time, some of you that followed me for a long time, if that's what Netflix is going to do, and they're going to allow directors to do that, I think we're going to see some really great stuff come out of Netflix originals in the future. And I think Apostle, while there have been other ones I've liked a lot, I think Apostle is maybe the first sign of like a really great movie that is just completely done by Netflix. So really, really happy with how this movie turned out. And really, October was the perfect time for this release. It is a great Halloween movie. It's got all these like gothic elements. It's gonna creep you out, but not necessarily scare you like a horror movie. It's not really intended to do that, although there are some scary moments. I actually had to watch this one on a road trip, which is partly the reason I'm out here in the woods. One, I thought it would be kind of a cool place to talk about this movie, because a lot of it does take place out kind of in the wilderness. You'll see what I mean when you see the movie, but it was on a road trip, so I was having to watch it like on an iPad, which is not ideal. I never like to do that, and I could not, I had to deal with kids and stuff, so I was fairly distracted, but could not put the movie down, like did not want to stop watching it. I liked it that much. I gotta tell you, there are parts of this movie that are not for the faint of heart. It gets really, really hardcore. It's not throughout, but at times it's really, really intense. Not just with gore, but just some of the stuff that happens to some of the people on this island are really, really intense. And so if you were the least bit interested in seeing this movie, I would recommend watching it right away. Either watch it now or sometime before Halloween. That's going to be the best time to watch this movie. If you have seen it, Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Really interested to hear from all of you on this particular movie, what you thought of it. But I will keep making videos like this as long as you keep watching them. But thanks for checking this one out, and you will see me on the next one. Definitely not in the woods next time.